Namaste. So welcome to the class right now, any time of the day that you're here with me, Davida. Today we are going to do a Yin practice. If you've not done a Yin practice before, thank you for joining me and giving it a try. We take this practice slow, hold poses for quite a while. Generally it's not more than a minute and a half. The first one will be longer because we're also going to work on just centering and letting go of things around us. The holding of the postures is good for the muscles, and it releases them. It gives you an opportunity to have them release in areas. We want to prop our body up as much as we can, kind of fill in any space from the floor to any part of the body we are in. Main thing you want to do is listen to your body. There should be no sharp pain, no tingling, no numbness or falling asleep. If that is happening, please just don't do it. Ease up on it. Take this at your own pace, and some of you are seasoned Yin practitioners, so please do it for yourself that you need. All right, so as much as you can, have props, an extra blanket if you have blocks. If you don't have yoga items, blankets, pillows work, just anything that can create a little bit of space between your body and the floor. So go ahead and get all your items you would need for this practice, and then we will begin. All right, our first pose we'll begin is in what we call butterfly. All right, so Baddha-Konasana. So you bring in the soles of your feet together and let the knees flop open. Personally, I find my knees pretty high, so I will put blocks underneath my knees, kind of just to let them relax. So we're not trying to stretch. We're trying to find softness. So allow yourself to let the knees rest against something. Making sure you're comfortable, because as I say, you're going to be here for a few minutes. If we're here in a position and the body goes, oh, this is uncomfortable, then your mind's distracted. So our whole goal is this is a physical release for our muscles, but it's also very calming for the mind. So those are the two things we're trying to work with today. So as you bring yourself, feet together, knees propped up, it could be way out, it could be close to your body, but like I say, don't force that the knees are going to the ground. Just let them be, you may just have a blanket underneath, very little. So find yourself in this position. Your hands can rest on the side, in front of you, to the side. So wherever you're comfortable, for the shoulders to release, take a deep breath in and let the breath all the way out. Long inhale, all the way up, the belly comes out. And just sigh. All right. Your eyes can be open throughout the practice. They can be soft gaze. They could be closed. With the eyes at a soft gaze or close, it's easier just to focus inward on what's going on with your body. Please do whatever works for you. And I'll get my little timer going here as we sit. Starting here, take a moment just to notice, how is my body feeling today? Become aware of how it feels. Tune in to any sensations. And then try to relax any part that is feeling just a little tense. And then take the focus to your breathing. So tune into the breath as it comes in and it goes out. Facial muscles relax. Create space between your teeth. Let the shoulders relax. Throughout our practice, tune into your breathing. Let the breath be your anchor. And the mind starts to wander, acknowledge it and come back to the breathing pattern. The job of the mind is to know what's going on around. So it's quite easy for it to just wander off. So let the thoughts be like clouds that just kind of drift in the sky. And once you notice that it's drifting, you can just come back to breathing. Make no judgment that the mind wanders. The main thing is bringing it back to the rhythm of your breath, to the present moment. So you might notice the body is starting to soften. It's even kind of falling forward, and maybe not, and that is fine. That is what it can do. Our focus here is our legs, our hip flexors, getting that release. And so the other part of the body does relax, but our knees are propped, giving support. And just to let the body go the way the body goes, maybe folding away, and don't force anything. Just as you work with the breath, as you focus on your breath, let the body respond and do what is best for the body. So I do have a timer going, keeping an eye on the time. For some of us, this is an easy thing for us to do, just to be in the present and let the body go, staying focused on the breath. And for some of us, it's a new thing. So make no judgment on yourself, just be with it. Try to find a little deeper breath. We have another 30 seconds. So if you're forward, just going to bring yourself back up. As we go between different poses, make the movement slow and even a mindful movement. So we come back sitting up, take the hands to the knees and push the knees together. You might say, ooh, I'm stiff. Stretch out the legs. Move your props nearby, but out of the way for a moment. And then create some movement. So a little bit of movement between these poses are okay. And I just want to get that blood circulating again. And then we'll come into another pose, all right? And from here, let's go ahead and move ourselves. All right, come on to your hands and knees. And yes, take time to move any props out of the way. Okay? From here, we'll come on to hands and knees, and go ahead, give yourself a little cat-cow stretch. So waking up the spine, creating some movement. And then we're going to go into our child's pose. Most of us are familiar with child's pose. It's pretty much bringing the hips down and lowering down. However, we want to make sure we have our props we need. The head should be rested on something. So you might find a block works. Maybe finding back here it's a little intense. You could use a few blankets, a pillow, just to release some tension. If you can, have the knees together. I'm not doing a wide one. We're doing more like a tight child's pose. So the knees together, right? And then make your way down to your child's pose. If we need another pillow or blanket between our belly and our knees, that's fine. I cannot hit the ground, so I rest my head on a block, and that could be a couple blocks, it could be blankets, just to have the forehead rest. Then we're going to take the arms, and the arms are going to come back. We're trying to let the shoulders release. The neck is rested, And then we'll come into this pose and just be here. Now, just because the pose is maybe an easy one, I don't want to keep saying easy because that's not what they are. This might be one that you can do with no issues. Still find yourself tight, cozied in, and shoulders relaxed, head supported. If we're a little uncomfortable, please make adjustments because we're going to be here for 2 minutes. And I want you to take the focus to the breath in your back side of the body. The lungs are throughout the whole chest, and the back can feel the breath as well. So as you're in this position, take a few deeper breaths and see, with that belly expanding, can you make the lungs expand in the back side of the body as well? And then the breath goes out, belly comes in, the lungs and the back release as well. See if you can find expansion in the back side of the body with each breath. Do a couple more. And then come back to the natural breath. And just be here for another 30 seconds. If we're feeling a little bit of tension or tightness somewhere, imagine the breath going there and just releasing that. All right, and like I say, from moving out of position, slowly bring yourself up. All right, you can just move slowly, come back up, either taking a cat-cow or maybe you'll feel like a down dog stretch will just kind of help you with this moment. Work with a 3-part lunge work. I guess I'll turn forward here, just use my blankets and such. With the lunge, you're going to take, and we'll start with the right leg forward. We're going to come into a low lunge with the right knee forward. Right here, I would like you to have props. Right? If you don't have anything, that's fine. Rest on your knee. If you have it handy, because we're going to start sinking down into it a little bit. So I'm going to set my timer here. It's good for me to have the timer so we even it out one side to the other. And get ourselves set up first, all right, with that right knee forward. You have your props nearby, and you can always move to adjust and bring things along that you need. So start here in our normal low lunge positioning. Just kind of focus, bringing everything centered. The hands can rest. If you feel like you just need a little different stretch and you want the arms up, that's fine, but bring the shoulders back and down. So either version. The breath can be quite long here, so we've got that openness here in the chest. And it does feel like it's a little bit wobbly. Don't be thinking that it's not. Keep yourself here and breathe. Another minute. For 20 seconds. from here, we're going to go a little deeper into this pose. So you can let the leg go forward a little bit more. And you come down forward. Right? You might find you sink down to the floor. So you keep moving side to side. Those you don't familiar with what we're doing, as we might find, trying to get a little bit more stretch in the hip flexor here. All right, so we can take ourselves down lower. And yes, you could have a book or something to prop you and bring you forward. So this is where we should be feeling more of the stretch, right? So take it into this stretch. And in this stretch, you might find your body wants to go deeper and deeper, and you are welcome to take it deeper into a lizard. So as we come down, finding that stretch in the front side, we might come down to the floor and let that knee go up to the side. And for some of us, we're right here where we are. Another 30 seconds. And then gently, carefully bring yourself back up. Now I'd like to get the back side of the leg stretched, and not so much holding, but just kind of go back and forth and back and forth. And you might get to a spot back and go, oh, I need to be here a breath or two. That is fine. Just creating a little bit of movement. And then we'll do the other side. All right, so it'll be your left knee forward. All right, so left is forward. Coming up into our low lunge. Again, you'll find, do I keep my arms up? Do I have them resting on my knee? Maybe you need more underneath one knee because the padding is needed. It's starting to get hot, so I do have the timer going, so just let yourself kind of be in the moment. Familiar with the Jaya breath, where the breath is in the throat, you're welcome to do this as part of your practice if that helps you stay in tune with the breath. Another 30 seconds. And then we're going to go a little deeper in there. We want to find the stretch in the front inner thigh. So we might use the block and lean more into it so we feel that stretch. All right. This is where we'll be for a bit and find yourself that you might sink deeper into that lizard. It's been about a 30-second time, so if you're feeling like you need to sink a little deeper, allow yourself just to do that. In that place that is restful and safe and yet challenging. job. And then create that movement here for the next little bit. 30 seconds, moving back and forth, maybe holding just a little bit. Back and forth movement. All right, good job. All right, bring yourself back. Again, stretching into child's pose or down dog. It's a stretch back here just to release, but you might want that opening in the back. And if you are in child's pose, go ahead and just give it a little stretch back up to down dog, and then we'll all come back down to seated. All right, nice job. Go ahead and cross the legs. Yeah, cross your legs, crisscrossing, and again, find a little bit of support for the knees. All right. And if this is too uncomfortable for you, please just sit any way that's comfortable. We're going to focus a little bit more on the arms here, the shoulders. Okay, so we'll get this timer going. We're going to take the arms out and give them a big stretch and give ourselves a nice hug. Doesn't matter which arm on which. I'm going to go start with that. After the hug, this may be where you stay, that you're feeling the stretch across the back. You're feeling like this is where you need to be because we're going to be here for a few minutes. Again, allow the legs to relax. If the eagle arms, palms, back of palms together or palms together, is something that works for you, please take that. Take a deep breath in and out. So we have another minute here. So you may notice the body just folds, stays where it's at. Whichever is feeling best for you. Allow it to be. Allow it to happen. And as much as it feels like it's pulling pretty much, allow yourself to soften into the pose. See if there's any place that the body can relax just a little bit more. Maybe it's your chin towards the chest. Might be just letting the knees rest against your blanket or your pillows or your blocks. We're going to give it another 30 seconds. Took us a little bit to get into this, so I just want us to get the most of it and know you're always welcome to release earlier than the time. It's kind of a practice where you work on trying to extend it longer and longer if you can. Now from here, notice which arm is on the top. So pay attention so you can put that one on the bottom. Arms come out. Notice your legs. Take one leg out, notice which one it is, and then pay attention to that because that one will go in first, then the other leg. Shake, shake, shake the legs. Then bring the leg you took out first in first, and then the other knee. So we're back to our crisscross. Get the legs settled and rested. Then the arms come out and give it a stretch, a little wiggle. And the one that was on top is now going to be on the bottom. So give yourself that hug the opposite. And then if you did the eagle arms, take it into that. Okay? And then find the eagle arms on this side. It could be completely different. Check in what you're feeling, how you're feeling. Tune in to the breath. And then allow the body to soften, to release. Focus on your breath in, your breath out. Allow part parts of the body to soften. Another 35 seconds to go here. Take 2 deep breaths. And then release, let the arms come out. Bring the legs out again. It's natural to feel some stiffness because we've held poses for a while, so take out the legs, create some movement, even move the feet, creating some ankle movement. All right, and then maybe you need a couple shrugs because the arms did some work. Okay, nice job. We're going to take ourselves onto the mat now. I think you guys can all see me. Have your props nearby because as we do different things, we need them. So we'll come onto the mat, laying on our back. Slowly make your way on your back. It might be to the side. It might be slowing back. Come on to your back. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little back massage, a little bit of movement. And then feet down and lift up into a bridge pose. Feel a little stretch here. All right, we're going to hold our bridge pose for a little bit. So I do suggest you place a block underneath your sacrum. If you don't have a block, you could stack up a blanket, just something to raise yourself a little bit, but still find yourself solid here. All right. As you're here, we're going to work a little bit on the inner thighs and the feet grounded, so you should feel a little bit of work here. Then we're relaxed in the shoulders and even tuck the chin a little bit. All right, and just be here. So a lot of times we'll do bridge and hold it up, and we're not holding this bridge up, but we're a little bit raised here as we're here in this position. Let the arms just kind of go to the side. However, it's relaxed. Some of us prefer palms up, some palms down. If you need something underneath your neck, that is fine. Making sure that you're okay in this position. Keep the feet, legs active as the hips are pushed against maybe the block or the blanket, just kind of releasing. But we're still supported. Again, hands relax. Facial muscles, relax. And then turn into the breathing. Feel the belly rise with each exhale. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Okay. Tune into your breath. You can even put your hand on your belly if you want to, both of them. Take a breath in and expand the belly upright. On the exhale, the belly comes in towards the spine. Take 3 more deep breaths, feeling the belly expand. On the inhale, and then exhale, belly goes down. 2 more. Okay, and back to your natural breath. And this one is just a little bit more of a hip flexor stretch out. Take one leg and extend it. If you have a little bit of a rise on your sacrum, you'll feel a little bit more stretch out in the front of the hips. You might find both legs go down, but always protect your back, so it might be one at a time. So I'll let you know when we're about halfway if you're doing one at a time. And if we have that rise up a little higher, we still can feel that. We might feel like it's a good stretch, or we may go, no, this is not for me. And if it is not for you, please just come back to bridge at any time. If we're doing one at a time, go ahead and switch to the other. And then both feet come up, both knees raise, remove whatever is underneath your sacrum, lower down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. All right, go ahead and do a little bit of a movement with the knees. So both knees kind of go to one side and then the other side, just creating a little bit of movement. Okay. From here, go ahead and extend out the body long. So we're trying to create length here. Rise the arms over the head, and we're going to do Bananasana. So think of how a banana looks. We're going to take both hands over to the right corner of your mat. And you might feel like, oh, this is a little uncomfortable for my shoulder. You can always bring the arm down. You can place like a blanket to support, even something on the other arm. The goal here is we're going to get that whole side body stretch. So bring your feet over to the right corner of the mat. And so the whole body becomes like a banana. Again, like I said, be sure to put blankets and items underneath areas you need so it is not uncomfortable. And the main feel you should have is the side of my body, all the way up my leg and up the ribs and even into my arm is getting a good stretch. We will do both sides. So you find the Bananasana. You might even find that your top ankle goes over your bottom ankle, creating a little bit more stretch. And as I said in the beginning, you find the place best for you. Because we're here for a bit, then you can take time to kind of relax into it. And turn the focus to the breath. And maybe you can imagine the breath going up and down the body. So feel the breath go all the way from the hands down along the rib cage, down to your foot, and then back up. Either following the curve or straight up on the right side. Longer, deeper breaths. Sometimes it helps to count the breath by counting, inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 20 seconds here. Good, and then you're going to slowly come out of this positioning. All right, and bring it back to the center. Okay, from here we want to do the other side. So you might know that you have to move some of your props to get yourself ready for the other side. So take that time to have them where you might need them. Stretch out again. And this time, take it to the opposite corner. So if you did right, you're going to take the hands over to the left. And again, see, do I need something under my shoulder, my arm? And then take them, the feet, over to the left corner. All right, so there we go. Find find our spot and look, okay, this works. And then do I feel like I need more? We could take that right ankle or the top onto the other to feel more stretch. You might feel like this is intense, but like I say, as long as there's no sharp pain, tingling, numbness, or falling asleep, breathe into the tightness. Yes, this is my tight side. And try to make each breath be one that lets you release and relax a little bit more. And then if we hear those distractions around us, acknowledge and come back to following my breath. Tune in to the breath as it comes in and it goes out. The longer breaths, seeing if we can feel that breath just move. Relaxing other parts of the body. Another 15 seconds. And then slowly take yourself out of that position. Again, it may be that moving knees side to side. You're stretching up. Please drink water as you feel like you need it as well, too. We'll slowly make our move so that we can be on our belly. We're going to go into a Sphinx positioning. So if you're familiar with Sphinx, that's where we're heading to. Not needing too many props on the Sphinx pose because we're just taking Sphinx pose as it is and holding it for that minute and a half. Come onto your belly. I like to encourage, let the hips wiggle side to side and let your feet go out to the outer edge of your mat. Just find relax there. Then the forearms go down on the floor. And kind of push the arms down, the hands down into the floor. And like you're trying to pull yourself forward with them and then lift your body up. Right? So the hips are still connected, but we want to keep the glutes relaxed. We want to keep the legs relaxed. Okay, so the hips are relaxed, glutes are relaxed, pushing down into the floor. Let's do this about a minute and a half. It can be a little intense for people who haven't done it for a while or just in general. At the first, let's just keep the gaze towards the floor. If you need to take a break anytime throughout this practice, please do. And let's go ahead and just change the neck position a bit. Turn to look to the right. You do have the option of just keeping your head gaze towards the floor. Try not to let the shoulders shrug up. We need to push yourself upright. And gently bring the head to the center and turn to the other direction. Okay, then back to the center. We're resting a little bit now. Let's go ahead and bring the forearms to the mat. If you can, let your forehead rest and just relax here. Sometimes it feels good to let the feet come up and let them move side to side. We'll do one more of this, and you can choose to do neck movements or just keep it where it is. Another option you can do is if you are familiar with swan, rising up. It's kind of like a cobra in our yin practice. We call it swan. You're welcome to lift up to swan. And you might find that you do that just for a little bit, changing the stretch on the back a little bit more. All right, so go ahead. Prepare yourself now for Sphinx. Let the legs relax. Lift up to the forearms. They're pressing down. All right, so you got that going already. Let the hips relax, the legs relax. That may be where you stay. The hip is pushing down into the ground to kind of support your lower back. The glutes are relaxed. If you're feeling like this is your challenge, please just stay here. You're getting a lot of work. Again, don't let yourself drop into this. Stay tall. Take a break if you need to. If you do swan and you want to lift up a little bit and be here for a few breaths, you're welcome to do that. So we're finding that way that the arms are forward, all right, and lifting up a bit. But no back issues should be going on here. More than anything, you're just feeling like, okay, I can do this. I can breathe through it. And let the breath be what gets you through. All right, we have another 45 seconds. Either staying tall, coming down, whatever it is you need to do. Turn your focus to your breathing. Fifteen more seconds. Try to bring in 2 deep breaths. Nice job, and then just relax. Okay. So I think we'll do is our broken wing practice. The broken wing is going to find this shoulder opening, so you'll need some space for the arm to go out. First option, not modified, is laying on your side, placing the left arm behind so that you come down onto the shoulder. So it's behind you. You might have something under your head for the neck. Your other leg could be down long, it could be up. It's kind of working more. We're getting this shoulder opened a bit. All right, so find that you're okay with this. If you go, whoa, this is way too much for me. A different option would be sit up and bring this arm across. A little different where it opens. You can turn your head, but you're still getting a good stretch. All right, so here we are in this position. I got the timer going. This is one where it could be a little intense and it would be better for you to ease up on it versus feeling like I'm so much in pain, I can't do this. It definitely will cut some blood circulation off. Another option would be is on the wall. You could do a stretch like this on the wall. Can't really show you right now, but some of us have had that. In PT, they kind of give you this positioning. Ooh, okay. Sorry, guys. Timer is going. So as you're here, allow yourself to breathe in, breathe out. Thirty more seconds with this. You might find this other arm could even reach back more. Just gonna play with what can I get yet still be relaxed and remain focused. All right, one more deep breath. And then slowly put yourself up. Or if you're seated already, just bring that arm up and then do some movement with it. Okay. So we need to do the other side. So I will flip myself to the other direction. You just might turn yourself over, but it's going to be the opposite arm at this point. And if you're seated, you're going to take that arm across, and if you turn the neck, you're going to find that. Okay, I'll get the timer going. That arm goes back. Support the head. Find what's best for the rest of your body at this point. Oh. Maybe you need a couple deep breaths just to get into this pose, and then find that focus of the rhythm of your breath as it comes in and it goes out. It's the anchor. Another minute. Find some deeper breathing here. And one more deep breath. All right, nice. All right, slowly make your way out of that position and move that, even rub it. Whew. All right, let's do one more pose before Shavasana. And so it's going to be a forward fold with our legs extended. So find Dandasana first, flip the feathers. Here I do encourage. It might be blanket, it might be your blocks, you might have your pillow. Because this forward fold wants to be relaxed, okay? First we want to make sure we have our proper posture. Then we'll fold forward and then allow our body to relax into it. So I like having my bolster. I might even have my block to let my forehead rest. Because remember, we're trying to relax in these stretches and let them do their work in that form versus a stretch, 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 push, push, push. So find yourself reaching up, a nice stretch up, and even toes point towards you, and then hinge forward till you get to that point. Once you get to a point, let the arms relax. Let the forehead drop to the chest, to the, or your block, your positioning, your pillows, just let it be. So the neck releases. If you can't get your head resting on something, that's fine, just let it relax. But just, you will notice the difference. If your head's able to rest on something, your back, your neck releases a little bit more. So that's the idea, is that I've got support. And I'm going to even let my feet relax at this point instead of being a strong stretch all to the back side of my body. I'm going to try to take it more that I can just let the upper body fall forward. I do have a timer on, so just keep working your way to allow yourself to fall forward and relax. Tuning into the breath and feeling it all throughout the back side of the body. Let each exhale maybe soften you just a little bit more. seconds. Trying to relax completely, releasing any tension. Just being in the moment. In the deepest breath, the longest breath you can. Maybe even open mouth, letting that breath all the way out. And slowly lift up. All right. Our final pose is Shavasana. Yes, I know it's easy to say, let's just go on with the day or the night, but the final relaxation, Shavasana, allows the body to absorb all that we've done. And as we take the props to help us be comfortable, it might be something under our neck. We might want a blanket or socks on our feet. Personally, I like something under my knees, kind of helps me. I sleep like that at night. And then find your way, and if you'd rather be on your belly, you are welcome to take that option as well. But once we've come into our final relaxation, it's important again to relax. Maybe we need to cover the eyes. Take a deep breath in, wiggle a little bit. Imagine the aroma that you like. You could even have with you next time around some oil or some scent that you like, maybe eucalyptus, nearby you to help you relax. I'm going to take a long, deep breath in, and that long breath out. The body softens. Allow yourself to relax. Even in Shavasana, it's one of the hardest poses because the mind wants to wander. If it does, just let it and then come back. welcome to continue longer in your final relaxation. If you're ready, just create some movement with the fingers, the toes. The ankles move, the hands rotate. A little roll head side to side gently. And when you are ready, rolling over to one side just to take a moment, maybe a few deeper breaths. Give yourself a nice push, safe push up, come up into any seated position when you're ready. If you want to remain on the floor relaxing, please do. Bring the hands together if we're ready to complete our practice. It's truly been an honor and a privilege to guide you through your practice this morning. So it is morning for me, and I am so grateful to be reminded of this practice that we can share together. A deep breath in and out. May you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you live in peace. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.